Did you hear about Kim Kardashian's now getting salmon sperm facials?
Wait, they're injecting it?
Yeah, so what they do is they inject it into their face.
I have no idea what that's like because I've always looked great. Mentally ill people are getting beaten up by our most unknown celebrities. Pedophile forced to fight sumo? Why is he having fun?
I think this could be the route we're going down.
No, it does. Mr. Beast keeps on doing these things where it's like things that a government should do. As a society, we're like, Mr. Beast will show up.
So this woman was walking her dog on a beach and came across a dead body, but it turns out it was just a very realistic sex doll.
That's got to be terrifying because I never thought about this, that when you're getting rid of a sex doll, like a realistic sex doll, you're actually getting rid of a body. There's no way to like, even if you're chopping it up.
That's what I was gonna say.
You know,
what
it's
you can do,
still
rip its
fucking
limbs
creepy.
off and bury it in different parts.
You have to be a serial killer.
Therefore, down to the wire means the very last possible moment or to the very end.
All right, dude. Welcome to Canada, bro.
Thank you, man.
Welcome to Ottawa.
Yeah, it's
First
good
time?
to be here. Finally made it to the capital.
The nation's cap, eh?
Yeah.
Did you always think it was Toronto?
No, I've been pretty learned. I'm a big.
You seem like a smart guy.
I'm a big geography nerd.
Yeah?
Yeah, I can tell you most of the capitals.
Do you know your flags?
Yeah,
I got a buddy that you show him a flag, he can name the country.
I can do that with a lot of. I can do that with a lot of flags.
Yeah?
Yeah, if you want to try, test me.
Dan, pull up a random flag on the spot.
I won't even look. Pull up the flag and tell me when there's not a. Tell me when there's not a word associated with it.
All right, what's this?
Guam?
Close.
Close? Damn. Samoa. No, but I mean, that's not interesting for podcasting, me guessing flags.
The whole podcast is just you guessing. They don't even see it. It's
yeah, they
audio
don't even
only.
get to see the visual part. Yeah. They're like, I wonder what he's talking about.
This guy's on a hot streak. Again, all of them wrong.
Yeah.
It's fun seeing all the different flags, though, with the Olympics going on. Did you watch the opening ceremony or anything like that?
I did. I thought it was pretty silly. I kind of enjoyed it. There were some cool parts to it. But what I loved about the opening ceremony is they put people on boats and they would put like little countries sometimes on big boats, so they looked really sad. And then like for some reason, like, so there was like, I remember there was like one team that was like it was basically refugees. It was people that didn't have a country.
Okay, I didn't
There was
see
a
that.
team of people who didn't have a country. Like they were like country was like in war or whatever, so they didn't get to. So it was like 15 people, and they were on the front of a boat that could have fit like the USA. And then like 2 boats later, it was like they had like Guam, Puerto Rico, and Holland on the same boat, and I was like, why'd you do that to the unaffiliated people? That's so fucked.
What was their flag?
Nothing.
Nothing. Just
No flag.
unaffiliated was. What
But they were stoked. They were like, we're alive.
I have not been following any of the actual events, but I saw did you see the bulge guy?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah, we were
pull
actually
up the
talking
video
about
of
that
this,
on the
Dan.
way up. I want to see this guy's hog because I didn't get a good look at it.
I like how I mentioned it to Dan. He's like, "What? I gotta see this."
Is this the Algerian boxer? No, I'm kidding. That is a fucking
You feel like he would like learn,
dude.
and
That's a
practice.
meat hammer. You got to tuck that shit.
Yeah, dude.
He's French, so it's not cut. You know that motherfucker.
That started a new stereotype, though. I didn't know French guys were built like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
This whole
He'd already
Olympics,
hit
though-
it, so he was. Can you hit it? If you don't knock it off, can you hit it?
No, I don't.
You
think
can't
can
touch it, right?
No, you can't touch it.
So he'd already hit it with his knees, so he would have gone out anyways. But to drag his cock across it,
It feels almost harder to perfectly clip your dick on the pole than to just clear.
it's
the
so
pole.
weird. I wonder if he just got super like rocked up because that's like his prep. That's like that's how he gets ready for competition. He won something. We don't know if it's a medal, but it's hard.
Got left hanging on the podium.
Damn,
Huh?
dude, that's crazy. That is fucking such a fucking unit. Dan, how are you feeling about this right now? He's pretty bummed.
Yeah.
He's
He's
pretty
bummed?
bummed because he was coming
Small
up with
dick?
this as a premise, and now he's
Oh.
probably thinking. My buddy Dan is in the other room for the people listening, and we were talking about this premise, and now he's probably mad because I'm using all his jokes on this.
I got puns if you need puns.
Dan loves a pun.
All right. We got whole Olympic run, no medals, total flop.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Dan, use this tonight, dude. This is good.
What a drag.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I
all
like
right.
that.
That's not bad. Left hanging at the podium.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. You could use these.
Just write those down, buddy. You can use those. Opening. Cool. All right. He'll text himself those. Thank you.
I like how I've seen a couple like conspiracies now. Everything's a fucking conspiracy now, but people are saying like, fuck a gold medal. They don't even pay you for that shit. Just you have a publicity stunt to get you a big sponsorship deal. He probably stuffed it.
Maybe. And there's also like, you know, a bunch of these girl runner kind of, or like divers or something where they're just hot and they just kind of catch people's attention in the prep point of things. Remember that Australian hurdler a couple years ago?
No.
Google hot Australian hurdler. It's insane.
He just types in H, it comes up in the search.
Yeah, it's like the first. Hot Australian. Yeah, there she is. And she would just like bounce around on the sideline.
Oh yeah.
And everybody was like, what race are we? What's the race about? Like, you know, like nobody gave a shit, you know? Everybody was just like, this is cool. Dude. Fuck it if she wins. She already won.
She's from Australia?
Yeah.
Did you see the New Zealand guy that couldn't get any brand deals or sponsorships, so he started an OnlyFans, and he's making double the amount he was making as an athlete?
No. Let me see him.
He's pull it up. It might be on the one of the first tabs there.
Oh, that's a good idea. Dude, I set up an OnlyFans as like they wanted to get into comedy, and so they paid comics to do a set on like their showcase, and then like to set up OnlyFans to kind of treat it like a Patreon.
I saw you had an OnlyFans. I clicked on it,
and
very disappointed.
Every single message I get is never about comedy. It's always just gay guys being like, "Take your shirt off," or women trying to get me to pay for their OnlyFans.
Are you at a place in comedy now where you feel like you can say no to those? Like, where would you need to be at to start saying yes?
I would need to be, in a much darker place. But also, I don't think it'd be worth it because I don't think it's like you like, no matter what, I'm not like cut. You know, it's not like I'm gonna start making $20K a month.
Everyone's a fetish though, dude.
I don't think enough. I don't think enough people have a 42-year-old not athletic body fetish. Yeah. Maybe. Let me know. I'll start doing it if enough people pipe up. But I'm not there yet. I mean, the whole thing I wouldn't have done probably if I wasn't a new dad and I just was like trying to. It's so funny too because it's OnlyFans, so I'm not actually allowed to say anything about my child. You're not allowed to show a child or talk about a child on OnlyFans.
Interesting. We had a story a few months back of an OnlyFans mom.
Really?
Who was on OnlyFans as a mom to like help pay for her kid's private school. And it was a Catholic private school, so they banned her kids from the school. We actually called her in and got her to talk about it.
Wait. And it's left me with more questions.
Do you want to talk to her right now?
No way.
You want to talk to her? We got her on the line, dude.
That's cap.
Do you want to talk to her? You can ask her yourself, bro.
I would love to.
You want to talk to her?
Yeah.
All right, we'll call her up, dude. She's waiting on the
Colvin, is this real?
Yeah, put your headphones on. Put the headphones on.
This is I got questions, man.
Let's go, bro.
That's insane. Yeah, I mean, they told me
Piper Fawn 20 if you want to
They
look
told
it
me
up.
I could never mention my daughter kind of thing.
OnlyFans told you that.
Yeah.
Holy shit. So you had the guy like reach out to you to do this.
Not the guy, but their team. And I mean, I did a show for OnlyFans.
And it's just on OnlyFans.
Yep. LMFA or LMAOF TV. Yeah. Pretty low point in the career, in the old career.
Was it just all like dick jokes? Like what? Like
I just use my dirty jokes that I never tell on like TV things.
Right. Yeah.
I just don't have a home for them.
Yeah.
Old ones, ass eating, things like that. You know, things I'm not proud of.
Speaking of fetishes, did you hear about Kim Kardashian's now getting salmon sperm facials?
No, I did not hear about this, but I'm into it.
So this is a trend going on. This is a known thing in South Korea, by the way. They've been doing this for years already.
I knew about the blood, the vampire facials, where they like get blood all over their face, right? You know about that?
Is that like the children?
That's
thing?
old school. No, they get. I don't know if it's like plasma or something, but they get blood and they get it all like
smeared on their face,
and it's got like stem cells or something in it, and that was a popular thing for a while. This
is I think this isn't as hardcore.
This is grosser. Somehow this is grosser. I don't know why. It's weird that they misspelled Jennifer Aniston. I'm kind of not I'm kind of doubting this person's journalistic integrity.
This is just a fake story.
Nicole Carlos,
Or just spreading fake news.
get your editor. Get your editor on
It's a
this
senior
stuff.
writer too.
Yeah. What the fuck, Nicole? You got a typo in there.
Jennifer Aniston was on this last year, and then Kim K got onto it.
Wait, they're injecting it?
Yeah, so what they do is they inject it into their face.
Okay, that's too much. I can see you putting it on there, but injecting it is a bridge too far.
It's so basically what they're trying to say to defend it is like it's not just raw salmon semen.
They're not just cutting a salmon open. They're not just jerking a salmon off into a syringe and injecting it. Yeah, I mean, obviously, because that would probably be toxic and kill you.
Their thing is like it's derived from salmon sperm rather than actually being
okay,
salmon
that's better.
sperm, which somehow is that's a weird defense.
That'd be like if your wife had the dildo modeled after a guy's penis who she had a crush on. And she was like, it's not, I'm not fucking him. I just,
Yeah, it's like having a male sex doll, but just ripping the dick part off and being like, it's not a sex doll penis. It's derived from a sex doll penis.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You still have fish nut in your face.
In your face, not on your face.
Yeah, that's better. It's not a money shot. Is that what it's called? Dan? Money shot? Thanks.
We'll record something and post.
That's Dan Dan Davies, by the way, if anybody wants to Google him. And he's got this great bit about Thailand that is, I love it. It's like one of my favorite bits by Dan.
I was saying the other week about how my dad recently went to Thailand.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then he came back, and then
Do you think he was there for sex tourism?
I mean, nothing was the same after. He doesn't talk about the trip at all.
Really?
Yeah, he doesn't talk about it.
Whoa,
He's trying
he
to go
must have
back,
seen
though.
some shit.
Yeah.
He's trying to go back. Your new stepmom shows up. You're like, that's a young lady.
It's the boxer.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a callback. So you might be asking yourself, how do they get the salmon semen?
Yeah.
And it's exactly how you would think. They say they gently massage the salmon at its pressure point to completion. And that's how
They're milking the salmon's prostate.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound that much better.
Yeah, I wonder if they're all the same or if some have different like kinks to get them.
I've seen them.
know?
I've seen somebody make a salmon come, actually.
How? What?
In a hatchery.
I don't know what that is.
Hatcheries where you make salmon.
Come?
Well, you get the women to release their eggs in
Yeah.
a controlled environment, and then you take the salmon cum and you put that in that same controlled,
okay.
It fertilizes the eggs.
Okay.
I think it was something in like middle school or something where we had to learn how they farmed salmon or something.
Interesting.
I'm from Washington State, so we got a lot of salmon there.
American school system just
Yeah. I mean, Seattle especially. We had to see owl pellets and shit like that. Didn't you guys have that here?
No, we just we had like a baby chicken in a cage.
That's
And
it?
That was a kindergarten thing.
Did
That
they
was, like,
do
the
a whole
most.
month on indigenous people?
They did, but yeah, it was rough. It was rough.
It was rough for us too.
Yeah, it was tough.
They were like, "Hey guys, we're gonna spend the next month really telling you some sad
Yeah.
stuff,
I was too
and it's
young.
your fault."
I was way too young to like take it seriously.
Yeah.
I was in like grade 6 or something, and they took us to like I think it was an old residential school or something,
Ooh.
and they had a guy talking about it, but he looked like Kramer,
Whoa.
exactly like Kramer, but native.
Did he
And
say
then me and my buddy in the back were just giggling because of how the resemblance of
That's
this
so
guy
funny.
looking to Kramer, and we got in big trouble. We got in big trouble.
He's
for
just
that.
telling you about the residential schools. You're snickering in the back. It's like, whoa, man, that kid's fucked up. This is a sociopath.
Yeah. Oh man. Weird to be the first guy to figure this out, eh?
Yeah, I mean, it's like obviously that what it must be is that there's some kind of nutrient or something that's in there, and they had to find it because there's lots of things where they'll like chondroitin and glucosamine, those things that you take for your joints.
Okay.
Those come from shark cartilage,
Right.
So they're probably looking for an element that they know can, it's not like, I don't think this guy was just playing with fish jizz and he was like, actually, this is pretty good. My skin looks great.
Not even that though, but if he was playing around with it, first of all, you'd have to catch a salmon. Fishing's already hard.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
hard.
after that, you would have to
You have to live in a salmon-friendly area.
find this guy from Seattle,
Yeah.
Washington. And you'd have to play around with it enough to find its pressure point, make it jizz on your face, first of all. And do that long enough for you to realize that you actually notice a difference in your skin.
To the best of our knowledge, our reported DNA plastics are the most environmentally sustainable materials of any known plastics. What's this plastic shit? Bioplastic?
Well, the whole
So they're injecting plastic that's made from fish cum.
it's organic plastic
The
surgery.
Yang Yang. I mean, that's a fun name for somebody who's playing with. He's got almost dong and yang.
He's kind of born to do this.
That's funny.
See, I'm confused about improving your skin isn't the only potential benefit of sperm either. Our report claimed that salmon sperm was used as a non-surgical treatment intended to rejuvenate the vagina and increase sexual arousal. How did you test that one?
If that sounds bad. That sounds like a really bad first date. She's like, "Hold on, I have to get my fish cum," and you're like, "Wait, hold on a second." It's the only way I can get started. Trust me, you're gonna love this. It smells extra bad in here.
This is funny, dude. Honestly, I hate to say this, but my first reaction when I read this headline, it just upset me, especially as a white dude, knowing that a fish has a better chance of getting its semen inside of a Kardashian than a white dude. I was like,
Yeah,
you know,
you don't have a chance.
no,
I don't know.
zero
Sorry.
fucking chance. Also, like, how badly do you
Maybe Courtney.
Courtney?
No, what's the one that's it's Courtney, right? That's the one that
With
dated Scott Disick.
Scott Disick?
No,
Yeah.
she's married
I think
to
Scott
Travis,
Disick just ruined white guys.
Travis
for her, though.
Barker, another white guy.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
I'm not cool like Travis, though.
you could be. You just got to
Think
get
so?
in a plane accident. That's the only way. That's the only way to get that cool.
The method is called PDRN, very close to porn. It's called salmon PDRN.
Salmon porn. Somebody reads that.
Yeah.
They're like, salmon porn. That's how they're getting the jizz. This is so funny.
This might be a little dirty. Mom, stop listening. She listens to every episode. Just hit
Yeah,
pause
mom,
and
stop.
fast forward.
Come on, mom.
Do you think that salmon pussy smells like human pussy?
Yeah, I think, and the male fish are like, ugh,
Yeah.
this is gross.
Yeah.
This smells like people, white people too, like dogs.
How do you feel about people trying to just not age? Just be 40, dude.
I mean, I have done some stuff to try to look younger. I get it, because sometimes I'm 42, and sometimes you look in the mirror and you're like, damn, that is not good. And then somebody's like, you can do this thing. So I get it, but it's just when people are like fighting it tooth and nail in a way that's like kind of pathetic, like I lived in LA for a long time, and you'd see these like 70-year-olds where it was very clearly that their like entire face had been manipulated.
Right.
Because it would be like, oh, look, a young man. And then you'd see them move and you'd be like, oh, Jesus Christ, that's an old man with a young man's face.
Yeah.
It had just been like tightened and filled with things.
Have you ever found that stuff attractive? Like, did you ever look at Joan Rivers and be like, yeah?
No. But I think, there's been the occasional like Russian mob wife where I've been like, those lips are pretty hot,
Yeah.
I'm not against that.
That's true.
And there's sometimes somebody gets like a redo and you're like that, she's a pretty lady now. She's a prettier
A redo?
lady.
Like they let some out and then
Fix some stuff up.
Yeah.
But I find most of it to look like, especially, I think there's a lot of people where I'm like, they look good. But if I saw them before, so I knew the change, I would like, because like Jennifer Aniston and like Courtney Cox, I look at that and I'm kind of like, ugh,
yeah.
But also,
Yeah.
I think it's hard to be a lady. It's much easier. Like men are like celebrated for aging,
True. Like a white fox.
like everybody like loves
Like Clooney and-
like Clooney and John Hamm and,
Yeah,
like
Pitt.
all that kind of stuff. And then women were like, oh, you just don't go outdoors anymore. This is a bad look, Go do something else.
Yeah.
Get a hobby.
I think, I don't know though, man. I think it's just a lot of, I think especially with Kim Kardashian in this scenario, I think you get way into anti-aging when you just don't,
Well, her whole
have a
thing,
personality.
she's been doing
you know?
that for like her entire career. She's been doing injectables
Yeah.
and plastic. I mean, look at Chloe.
Yeah.
Chloe's insane. Chloe is a whole different person.
Yeah.
So I don't think fish semen. I'm sure they've had much worse things put in their face.
It's organic. That's
Yeah.
that's the shtick,
That's the whole thing.
Yeah. So you said you tried anti-aging stuff. Was there any like unorthodox things you tried, or was it just all?
No,
like,
I got hair transplants.
Oh
I
yeah,
took-
are they in right now?
Yeah.
How do they look?
They look okay. They didn't do the best job. I didn't do the best job of taking care of them, and then my hair kept thinning a little bit. So
the
it's
transplant part kept thinning? Or
no,
just-
behind the transplant
behind
area.
it.
But it doesn't look awful. I can cheat so that nobody can tell. But
So
there's
are you just
sometimes.
Wear a hat guy now all the time?
No, I
No.
usually don't. I wonder if, you probably.
That looks natural, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you go to Turkey for that?
No, I spent the American version. So I spent like 10K versus 3 or whatever it is in Turkey.
Yeah, it's the cost of it that throws me off with all of the like.
You really want to
anti-aging
spend 20.
stuff.
That's
Yeah.
20 is where you
If
get
you're spending
the, like,
10, you may as well spend 20.
Yeah, the 20 is like where you you're for sure gonna have
Yeah.
a brand new hairline and it's not gonna have any patches or something like that. I went 10 and my nurse kind of checked. My lady, she checked on me like twice and then she was like, "All right, you're good." And then I was like, This kind of looks bad." And then she was like, "Sorry, we're done." You know.
I had a friend whose his girlfriend got a nose job and spent $10,000, but it was still like big.
Damn.
Yeah,
She should have spent 20.
I know, dude. It's crazy.
That's a bummer.
I love when people do stuff like that, and then when I go to like see them, they're just complaining about how they can't afford a house, and then I'm just like, you had almost a down payment.
Yeah, you had a down payment and you chose a nose.
Yeah.
But I get
Not
it.
even a better one, you know?
Yeah.
At least the old one had character.
That's true. I don't know. I have no idea what that's like because I've always looked great.
Always had a
So,
great nose.
You know, I was kind of looked perfect and no, I get it.
Oh man. Speaking of
What's this
youth and not aging,
Do you know another story?
there's this whole trend of this just catching pedophiles.
Oh,
with
like
A-list
Vitaly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vitaly. Is this with Vitaly?
Yeah. So the most recent one was with Akon, and
So they're now they're bringing celebrities onto the stings.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I saw one where like it was like NBA YoungBoy or somebody was with him.
Yeah.
And he was like this is so insane that Vitaly is like it's like a podcast almost.
Yeah. It's like streamers version. It's like modern To Catch a
Wait,
Predator.
but who is the like indigenous warrior guy?
That's Vitaly.
What?
Yeah, he's wearing an indigenous outfit for some reason for this video. I don't know the context to the full video, but it seems like there isn't a reason for it. He's a bit of a crazy guy.
Whenever somebody's this ardent about catching child predators, I'm always like, you got a secret. You know what I mean?
I think it's funny that like, because he also did this with like Ryan Garcia, Lil Pump. He did it.
Yeah,
with,
that's who it was. It was Little Pump.
Did it
And I
with
was like,
another. He's doing it with like a bunch of celebrities. It's like, would you be trying to catch child predators if you couldn't monetize it?
what I really love about this is they put the lyrics for Locked Up in the article. Like we don't know what Locked Up is.
He ad-libbed a bit though. He kept saying like he's gonna get locked up and like pointing at him.
Yeah.
Honestly though, if you're gonna be a child predator, coolest way to go out.
It's kind of funny that this is like what Akon's become. Like, you know,
This guy was building a village in Africa, like Akonville.
it was Haiti, I think. Right? Wasn't it?
He's building some
He's Haitian.
village.
So I think he also ran for president of Haiti, right?
Oh, I don't know that.
Is Akon not Haitian?
I-
Oh, he is Senegalese. You're right.
He's
It was
building like
Senegal.
a utopia in Africa.
What? Yeah, that's right. Both ran for president, I think.
Yeah, I think it's funny that
I love that they keep on speaking about, like, they're like, this is an article about catching a sexual predator, and they keep on going back to kind of like, look, in addition to peaking at number 8 on the U.S. Billboard charts, the classic reached the top 10 in Ireland, the United Kingdom, and top 20 in France, Germany, Spain, and Switzerland. After Trouble, Akon craved an iconic career that included signing some of the biggest names in music such as Lady Gaga and T-Pain. Akon craved an iconic career?
I like how they're like, yeah, whatever, he locked up a child predator, but did you also know he was on the Billboard top charts? Let's talk
Yeah.
about the important things here.
Another typo in this article. I don't know what's happening. Wisconsin Festival in June?
Oh man. I think this could be the route we're going down though.
No, it does. It seems like I was actually thinking about this recently because Mr. Beast keeps on doing these things where it's like things that a government should do, you know? Like he cured blindness in all these people.
Yeah,
and it's like,
I saw that.
Why is this being left up to Mr. Beast? Isn't science like, hey, wait, who's not curing blindness? Who's like, oh, sorry, you don't have the money? Well, you're still blind, you know? That's fucked up. And then as a society, we're like, Mr. Beast will show up. Mr. Beast keeps on building villages for people. It's like, why can't we all do that?
Yeah, he built like 100 wells in one African town or something like that.
It's like, why is healthcare and like infrastructure being left up to streamers?
Yeah, if we want to solve something in society, it needs to be a streamer who can monetize it.
Yeah.
And have an ad revenue generated from it.
This is such a weird
If
graduation.
You go to his Twitter, you could see like a quick glimpse of all of his recent videos. But he had a world champion sumo wrestler slam a pedophile on the ground.
Ryan Garcia has gloves on? That's so funny.
And Ryan Garcia's like, next time we do this, we should dress up like Batman.
Ryan Garcia is so insane. I fucking love it. Where's Vitaly from? Is he Ukrainian or Russian?
He's Russian.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
He's trying to hide that. He's like, look at all these child predators. I have nothing to do with Vladimir Putin. Dude, that's so funny.
I kind of like this better. I don't know. I kind of like the good old fashioned To Catch a Predator, though. You know, Mr. Hansen walks in a room.
Yeah.
But this is like the entertainment value is a little higher, but it feels a little bit more staged, you know?
I just don't
feel like Hansen was doing it for the right
reasons. I will say it's one of those things where I've kind of gotten to the point where there's things that happen on the internet where I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm not going to get it. You know, like there's certain songs that artists that are popular or things that happen like the NPC stuff, like the streamer NPC people that go live and they repeat the motions and all that stuff. Like that's something where I'm like, okay, that's something the youth will and me have disconnected. You know, I'm never going to relate to that kind of.
But child predators, you can always relate to.
What is this? Little Pump?
So there's a clip.
Why did he tase somebody?
Go to Vitaly's Twitter page.
A Little Pump shaving this guy's head?
I feel like shaving a pedophile's head is like...
That's not that big of a deal.
No.
This is so funny. Go up a little. Catching predators with Sneeko and Myron.
The posters are hilarious. I love the promo this guy
This has nothing to do with the fact that we have a huge child sex abuse plague. It's just like, well, you know, that's going to happen, so...
Go all the way to the top.
Catch my live. This is fucking... We are broken as a world. We deserve kind of a nuclear holocaust. We need a reset.
Wait, hang on. Where are you?
This is old.
Are you able to go back to...
Oh, it's this. City...
Go back to the Google note.
City Fidelia. Shout City.
Is this a rapper?
Right at the top under today's show.
Who's City Fidelia?
He's an artist from Ottawa.
There's a rap artist from Ottawa.
Yeah, there's a few.
Are they good?
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, he has a song with Vince Staples.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's got a song with Drake.
I will say, like, prior to Drake, you know, you guys had Cardinal Official.
Yeah,
and then
Socrates.
And then you guys had the guys from Vancouver. What are they?
Oh, I know.
Swollen Members?
I forget who you're talking. I know who you're talking about.
It was like Mocha Only and some other people. But we really, as Americans, were like, guys, Canada, don't do that. You know, we used to be real mean to you.
That's his music video I'm in.
Why isn't he wearing a Senators jersey?
He actually does wear a Sens jersey all the time, but for some reason chose a Kansas City Chiefs jersey. That's my ex-girlfriend. Love seeing that pause
She's
on
hot.
the screen. Thanks, dude.
Good work.
Appreciate that.
Dan wants to see it. What is
He
this?
peeps his head from the back room.
Dan is a sex pest. We know that.
That's
I'm sorry to bring that up. Dan is a sex pest, and you know you should just know that about him. But in a good way, in the best way. He's funny enough that Oh, there you are.
There's me. That's here in the studio. Yeah.
Damn. So was there any aspect of your ex? Did your ex?
We didn't actually know each other when we made this music video.
Okay, but did your ex do you think that there was any sketchy business going with Fidelia and your ex?
I mean, there's a scene that it's coming up after this where, I mean, a little suspicious.
All right. I just, I just want this I don't want this to be too traumatic for you.
Oh no, she there she is. Yeah, he's like yelling at her.
Jesus
rightfully
Christ.
so. She probably deserved it.
Good work, dude.
Thanks, man. I think she cheated on me
That's what I'm saying.
in Europe with a better looking Italian guy.
Yeah, that's how it happens. Don't worry about
Yeah.
it. You're young. What are you, 26?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
You'll be fine.
How'd you fucking know that?
Just good guess, I guess. But you'll be fine.
I appreciate that.
Does Ottawa have a hood?
Yeah, there's a few.
Because it's just funny to me being like, I'm in the hood in Ottawa. It doesn't.
It's funnier that there's actual beefs between the hoods.
Yeah, it doesn't
Like West
resonate
End
with us.
versus East End and South End. Like they just don't fuck with each other.
Pedophile forced to fight sumo?
This is the one, yeah.
Why is he having fun? This is the stupidest. I mean, our world is broken. Does he still goes to jail at the end of this?
Like,
why are they agreeing to this?
Why is the like? What if the pedophile just has multiple kinks and this is just another one of them you're fueling?
Why
He's
if he's
getting tossed around?
Why
by
if he's
unit.
what if he's a pedophile because he was abused? You know,
And then you're just
and then we're just punishing him for his sickness. As a society, we're like, look at these broken people. We have no infrastructure. We're all alone because we're addicted to digital, parasocial. This is disgusting.
Why is he having fun? If you're gonna catch,
I love that this pedophile right here is just like, I'm gonna go for it. I love it. He's dressed up as a ref. And
This
who's
guy's like
what's the
evil.
police-
Is that private security?
That's like someone's
Wait,
gonna arrest them.
Are they at Vitaly's house?
This looks like his apartment or something. His house, yeah.
He invited them over?
This guy seems like just evil Mr. Beast.
Yeah. This is insanity.
Because I don't even know if these guys are going to jail after.
I really wish that this wasn't happening in the world. It really makes me go,
It sucks to say though that if he wasn't doing this though, or if this wasn't the main way to catch predators, there would be no other way.
No, this is not the way to catch predators.
How would you catch it?
Call me old fashioned.
I would
like when
I
Scott
would catch
Hansen.
them the same way he's catching them, but I wouldn't televise it for profit, Look how broken we are as a society. That's a mentally ill person. And we have famous people offering to beat them up. That's where we're
You
at.
have Sway Lee, like platinum selling artist.
Mentally ill people are getting beaten up by our most unknown celebrities.
Lil Pump spitting on them, dude.
I can't wait. This is what comics are going to be hoping to get on soon. Andrew Schultz is going to be like, dude, you're not going to believe it. I beat the shit out of this retarded kid because he answered an email.
Oh my god.
I like Andrew, by the way. I'm not trying to, but he's just
fucking-
the only comic that would actually make sense on Vitaly.
Or like the comic version of this would just be like having child predators go up on Kill Tony and they just roast them.
Yeah. Also, it's so funny. He's wearing like a $4,000 tracksuit to catch a predator. He put on his $4,000 rude Canadian colored.
Oh my god. It's working though. People are watching it. It's just such a tough thing because it's like,
Oh, remember, this is the one where he got in trouble.
Yeah.
Because that dude in the red, I think, this is the one where he got kicked off kick for a while.
wait, who got in trouble?
Vitaly, because this guy in red comes up and beats. Yeah, watch.
Because this was a random on the street that heard out that he was a
Yeah, the guy in
pedophile,
red.
so then-
Yeah, see?
Oh.
And that guy's 70. And so when he knocked him out,
and then he dipped.
I think the guy's actually like kind of like had to go to the hospital, and Kick
Oh my
was like,
God.
Kick was like, yeah, we can't do that.
So like what, they have like a 1 week suspension? Like you can go back to abusing child
He might
predators.
still be off Kick. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But Kick was the one that beat
Well,
out.
that's his main link though. If you go to like his Twitters or whatever.
So he might still be on
the
it.
Kick
But he was
link.
kicked off for a minute, and he cried a bunch.
I like how Stake, the gambling app, is his main sponsor. Like I wonder if he could place wagers on these.
Well, Stake owns Kick.
Oh,
That's why.
Okay.
But the thing about they're doing like Laurel and Hardy pratfalls on the predators. Oh my God, we're pranking predators now. It's Jackass for sex abuse.
Oh my god. What other things do you think we need to solve as a society that we should maybe start doing through streams? If there's clearly no
Drug
other way to do it?
abuse.
Drug abuse. Okay.
The wage gap.
What about just like homelessness and like Mr. Beast just houses a lot of unhoused people?
Well, I think he's kind of already doing that. But I think it should actually be Vitaly, and Vitaly pranks them so that you get, if you let Vitaly.
Oh, what about
It's Vitaly. Okay, so you have to fight another homeless person for your bed at the shelter that night.
or crank it
And-
up a little bit.
And the Island Boys are in the background.
You could have a mansion, right?
Yeah.
And Mr. Beast and Vitaly do a collab. and they put 100 homeless guys in there,
Yep.
and they make it a haunted house though, and they scare them, and whoever lasts the longest, last one standing, gets to keep the mansion.
Great. I love that. That's
Didn't
great.
that used to be a series where that guy would like give money to homeless people if they would fight each other? I think that was early internet days, but he'd be like,
That was
find
bum
two
fights.
bum
Bum
fights.
fights,
That's
yeah.
what it
Fights.
was.
That was like, we had bum fights come out, and as a society, we said, this is bad, and we made them illegal. And now we've just recreated it and monetized it. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of tough though, because it's like a double-edged sword. It's like, yeah, it's fucked up to just be beating up child predators on camera.
I mean,
but
I think-
also, like, what are you gonna do? Defend the child predator? Be
No,
like,
no,
they
but
should've-
like, okay, yes, these guys are bad guys, but does that look like a mentally well person? Does that look like a person who has had a good life? You know, like, it doesn't matter, because you like always want to like start with the victims of sex abuse, but that person has
yeah.
a lot of as a society, we are not doing anything.
Do you think
by-
it's like humiliation to the max though, where maybe there's no prison time needed? They just get humiliated to the point where they're like, okay, I'm done. Can you get
No, that's like
humiliated
being
out of
like-
being a child predator?
That's like being like, if you gave a depressed person like, you know, a credit card for the day, would it cure their
Right.
depression for the day?
For the day, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that guy's not going to molest anybody tonight. You know, he's covered in spray paint, but he's got a disease. He's got a disease that makes him do that. So, no, I don't think Vitaly has solved the child sex abuse epidemic that we have in this country. But meanwhile, it's so funny because he's on Kick, where it's like 18-year-olds are showing their asshole while they're playing Fortnite. So it's like, is it that much better societally, you know?
Yeah, I don't know if it says much about the creators, but more so about the users, you know?
Yeah,
Because we're the ones giving him hundreds of thousands of views.
true. I mean, yeah, he's doing great.
And same
we're
things with the
tuning
people
in.
that are showing
And
their
I'm kind of
assholes.
like entranced. I mean, even though I find it horrific, I'm still like, wait, what did he fucking do? You know? That's pretty brilliant.
It's pretty brilliant. I always thought it'd be funny if like stand-up comedians, this is kind of like a different thing, but to keep audience retention during a show as the younger crowd starts going more stand-up shows, if they just have a screen behind them that's just Subway Surfers as they're doing their sets.
Yeah.
If that's going to be where we start going.
Yeah, it's like those TikToks where it's like one side of the TikTok is my stand-up and then the other side is somebody cooking a cake. you know?
Yeah. Or just cutting cakes and figuring out if they're real or not.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I do think that Vitaly has probably contacted Tony Hinchcliffe. There's probably been a mashup at some point. That's wild.
I think that'd be a crazy mashup if they did a Kill Tony where like they beat up the pedophiles on their streams and then send them out on Kill Tony to get roasted even further.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. I think we should do that. I think that'll solve the problem. This is so depressing. But I mean, you know, we're all right. That's good.
Yeah, we're doing good. I have one more story if you want.
Cool.
We could do a quick one.
Yeah.
Because I know we're getting close to an hour here. But I had to bring this up just because.
Just a picture of my wife with a guy. I'm like, what the fuck?
Actually, I have a funny story about Rosebud.
Okay.
If you don't know, Andy's married to Rosebud Baker, another great comedian. I'm a big fan of hers as well. And I went to JFL in like 2022 or some shit like that. And I was dying to go see her show. And I had just missed it because I went to another show prior and like the timing was all messed up. And I was like, fuck, I really wanted to see Rosebud. This is kind of a bummer. And
Yeah.
I'm standing outside of the comedy club she was just at. And she's out front, like 10 feet away from me, like with some other people, like smoking cigarettes or whatever.
Yeah.
And I got so starstruck, I just like literally froze. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, go talk to her, dude. Just go say something. Be like, yo, what the fuck? Huge fan. And then she was there for like maybe 20 minutes. So I had 20 minutes in my head of being like, go.
And you didn't do it.
And then she ended up walking away to go do whatever else she had to do. And I was like, fuck it. And then I started walking down the street.
Oh, you chased her.
I tried to chase her down. And then she crossed the street, and I was like, "What am I doing?"
You probably almost-
now I'm just
You
a
probably almost
guy
got
chasing
maced.
down a guy. Like,
That's so funny that I probably got some story where she's like, I think a guy was chasing me. And I'm like, you're being crazy. It's Montreal.
these French Canadians are fucked.
Yeah, she's kind of intimidating. I don't know. There's times I've wanted to talk to her and I've been scared. Yeah, she's you know, it's not easy. I also have done the same thing with a lot of comics that I've looked
Yeah.
up to,
Yeah.
where I'm like, I try to like figure out what I'm gonna say, and then I just like I remember one time I like stopped Louis at the store in LA, and I was like, are you gonna like put out like a list of all the jazz you used on Louis? And he's like, yeah, dude, and then like walked away. He was just like so annoyed that I stopped him. I've almost embarrassed myself every time I've talked to one of my
Yeah,
heroes.
because I don't know what you're gonna say. That's what I was like. What am I even gonna say to her when I go up to her? Just like, hi.
Yeah, I think I think the
like
main
you a
thing you
lot.
try to do is you always just try to kill and hope they see it. You know?
Yeah, that's really it. Because like, what am I gonna just be like? Just like, so like, how do you write jokes?
Yeah, they're gonna like you're gonna say something where they're like, you know what? I've never seen you do comedy, but please open for me. You know, it's like whatever you think's gonna be. Can we be friends now? I did have one thing.
That's like sorry.
I was in Seattle at this really shitty venue, and Patrice was playing, and I
wow.
knew a guy who had been opening for Patrice. So after the show, I said, "Hey, I'm friends of Kojo. Like Patrice, like I love the show. Thanks for coming to Seattle, whatever." And then I realized that the guy who's supposed to drive him is drinking, and Patrice is. I kind of picked this up that Patrice wants to go. The guy who's supposed to be driving him is drinking at the bar. Patrice is pissed off because he doesn't want to get in the car with somebody who drank. And so I go, hey, man, I know this is weird, but like, do you want to ride to your hotel? And he's like, yes.
Wow.
So Patrice gets in my mom's Subaru and we drive, and I'm kind of explaining city, like Seattle to him, like the race dynamics and like where the hood is and like how it's like growing up here. And then he's like, are you hungry? And so then I take him to Chinatown and we get Chinese food, and it was like the best night of my life. I spent 3 hours with Patrice.
Holy
we talked
shit.
about comedy. It's the only time I think that's ever happened to me where like I took the chance to speak to a hero.
Wow.
It was kind of
You need to like, it needs to be a situation like that though, where you can bring some sort of value. Like I can give you a ride home, and I've only had 4 beers, so I'm good.
yeah,
Something like
exactly.
that, you
I'm
know?
sober, so I really had an advantage. Yeah.
Were you guys just talking comedy, or were you guys like riffing on random shit?
Comedy, drugs and alcohol, women.
Interesting.
Just
What was
kinda
the one
life.
thing you said about comedy that stuck out?
I think it was just that the way we're talking now, you want to get to a point where that's how you're talking on stage, kind of thing. Like there should be no facade. There should be no switch in your conversational. Being funny with your friends, the way you joke in a green room, should be no different than what you bring to the stage. And that's the point of trying to get to a place where it's like you're not going up there and like, okay, now I'm performing. You know?
Right. Yeah, you do like, it's like an act, you know?
Yeah.
Interesting. Huh, that's good.
But I don't. He probably said a million things, and I was a stoner back there, and so I just like
Hell yeah, dude.
didn't remember it all. Yeah.
So you pivoted to weed.
I quit
After
drinking
you
when I
quit.
was like 28, and then I smoked weed a lot I'd always smoked weed, but then I just smoked weed for like 4 years, and I smoked it all day, every day. And then at 32, I got sober.
I just quit weed a year ago.
Good for you.
Because I used to smoke that shit all
I
the
think
time,
weed
and
is worse for comedy than it is than alcohol.
100%.
I mean, alcohol will
I hate
ruin your
weed
life.
shows
Yeah.
because the audience is asleep.
They're the worst.
Yeah, it's the worst crowd.
Stoner audiences are the
Yeah.
worst audience of all time.
Yeah,
and
it's
like
bad.
the worst is like when a stoner gets on for a stoner audience because they're both suspicious of each other. And so you get this weird thing where
Yeah.
like the comics like they hate me and the audience
That's
is like
so funny.
they're cops, you know.
we
like,
did
whatever.
a weed show once, and we had amateurs do the first 3 sets, and then we had a break, and then headliners do the last 3
Yeah.
sets. And during the break is when we handed out joints and everyone smoked. And the
The second half
headliners just
sucked.
suffered.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the amateur guys killed compared to them.
I used to do a show where it was in New York in like 2010, and the comics, we made them smoke a bunch of weed right before they went on stage, and they had to perform.
Okay.
And it was mainly comics who'd never smoked weed
Oh,
and
God.
performed, or never smoked weed in general. So we had a couple people like Mike Lawrence or Mike Drucker or try to think of somebody like Sean Donnelly, like somebody who just doesn't smoke weed, got them really high and then made them go on stage. And then the audience was allowed to smoke weed. But I had to do a lot of coaching of the audience to be like, all right, you got to remember to laugh and support these
Yeah.
people because they're
That must have been a
scared.
fucking shit show.
Yeah, by the end of it, it was like, we can't do this show anymore. This
No.
is a
Yeah,
nightmare
it's a
for
terrible
everyone.
idea.
Yeah.
That's
So-
brutal.
We stopped doing it.
For me, the reason why I quit was because, and this is why I'm terrible at giving advice to people that want to quit, because I just didn't want to do it anymore. But it was like, I used to smoke a lot in university, but I was a university kid with like just fucking around all the time.
Yeah.
So it was like, for me, after university, it was just increased responsibilities and increased strength of weed just equaled anxiety. 24/7.
Yeah, I mean, I think the simplest thing that I'll say as somebody who had a problem with weed's great. Weed's fine. You can smoke weed as much as you want to. But if you're not doing everything that you want to be doing, you know, if you're in that place where you're like, oh, I wish I could just, you know, achieve this or get better at this, and you're smoking weed every day, you can't, those two can't exist on the same
There's
plane.
some guy, there was one guy in university, shout out to Kopi. This fucking guy, he could only do stuff if he was, and he would rip poppers. You know what poppers are?
Yeah.
The Canadian version?
No.
So it's like when you put tobacco in a bowl and then weed on top of it.
I mean, we
and
do.
then you
I smoke
it.
spliffs exclusively.
Okay, yeah. So he would smoke whenever it was like, oh, I got to go write an exam. He would smoke like 3 of those before.
Great.
Whenever it was like, hey, we're gonna go out somewhere. Can you drive us? He'd smoke like 4.
By the way, I have a friend who is a lifelong stoner who has 3 homes, has worked at Tesla and Meta and all these places. He's a millionaire many times over, smokes weed morning to night. So it's like, it's not, has a family, 3 or 4 kids. Like, he's doing great. Owns like an island outside of Seattle where he's got
careful.
like a little,
Good
you know,
side.
and it's like, so I'm not saying that weed is necessarily like a, you know, loser death sentence, but it's hard for most of us.
Do you feel like you're a cool dad because you smoked weed?
No, I mean, I'm like, the problem is that my wife constantly makes fun of me and owns me. So I don't think I get to be a cool dad just because I'll constantly be dealing with that. Yeah. So I think I'm a cool dad in the sense that I can take a punch.
We'll wrap up with this story. So this woman was walking her dog on a beach and came across a dead body, but it turns out it was just a very realistic sex doll.
Jesus. That is very realistic.
So her dog...
That's got to be terrifying to find that.
Dude, her dog went up to it, started sniffing it. She froze, looked at the torso face down, and she said she could see like fingernails and toes, and it looked very realistic. And she freaked the fuck out when she saw that
its head was buried like this?
She said she freaked out when she saw that there was no head.
Oh, there isn't a head.
There was no head.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
And then she freaked out, called the cops. The cops pulled up, and the cops also thought it was a human body, and then they flipped it over, and then very clearly a sex doll.
Dude, it's so funny that somebody brought the doll to the beach. Like, hey, you want to go do something crazy? Like, he's talking to the doll. Let's go to the beach.
I feel like if it's on the beach, it's because it got washed up.
Oh,
So
maybe.
maybe someone dumped it, which kind
That
of
would make a
makes
lot
sense,
better sense.
Because I think, like, dude, if you polled 1,000 dudes and asked them how would you dispose of a sex doll, dumping it in the ocean is definitely in their top 3.
Yeah, because I never thought about this, that when you're getting rid of a sex doll, like a realistic sex doll, you're actually getting rid of a body.
Yeah,
Like, it's like,
What
there's
else?
no way to, like, even if you're chopping it up.
that's what I was gonna say.
You know,
what
it's
are you gonna do?
still
Rip its
fucking
limbs off
creepy.
and bury it in different parts?
Yeah, you're like trying to like, it's like you have to be a serial killer. You have to like cut off the foot and take that to the garbage, to cut off the leg. And no matter what, if anybody sees it, they're like, oh, I live next to a serial killer. That's fucking hilarious.
Or like you can't just throw it in the garbage because then your neighbor's just gonna see legs.
It'd be so
sticking out.
funny if a guy had no self-conscious about it. He was just like, yeah, I'm done with her. So yeah, just shoving her down the garbage chute. She's got great tits.
Yeah. Some homeless guy is fucking pissed right now, dude. That would have been a good find.
Dude, that's wild. That was probably 5-10 grand.
Yeah, I always wondered that if you're a sex doll guy or just if you're a sex toy guy, like you don't just start with sex doll. Does it go like fleshlight, then just the torso?
I think you go
and then-
fleshlight, then you get that ass, then you get the torso.
Yeah.
He was working his way up. He was probably 3D printing all this, and he was about to have the head. But he's in New Zealand, so it's like,
Yes.
where did it actually come from? You know, where
Yeah,
did it wash up? Look at that black sand. That's a creepy beach.
You think it's like maybe sailors out there get real lonely, so they start bringing sex dolls with them?
Perfect. Yeah. If I'm doing a cross, you know, if I'm crossing the Pacific, I might want to make love to a lifeless plastic body.
I mean, like a couple of sailors out there, they used to just do it with each other, but nowadays you can just bring a sex doll with you.
That's crazy. I wonder if you can have sex dolls in prison. They should give those to people.
Yeah, probably
Have
slow down on
conjugal
the
visits,
fucking-
conjugal visits with your sex doll. That's so funny.
Definitely would slow down the assault that goes on.
But I
maybe.
100%, if I was on the beach and I saw that, even that like super far away, I'd be like, yeah, I'm calling the cops right now. That's a dead body.
For sure.
I love the finishing line. It's quite a major investment for somebody. It could have been stolen. Somebody's not just going to chuck it on the beach and leave it there. The police declined to comment, saying that they were prioritizing urgent incidents.
I mean, that's kind of like what you're saying. It's expensive. That's a big
Yeah.
time to just toss it away. They think they want it back now after it's all muddy and
That'd be so funny if a guy was like, that's actually mine. Here's the receipt.
goes down to the station.
Here's a picture of us at Six Flags.
Are the police going to take it into evidence?
Yeah, the cops take it back to the
They
evidence
probably
room.
do have to take it into evidence.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
The guy wants it back. He goes to the police station, walks in the evidence room. They're just having their way with it.
Dude, I can't believe how funny it is to think about how to get rid of a sex doll like that.
How would you get rid of a sex doll? Dumping it in the woods would be my number one option.
I think I would try to figure out a way to burn it or something. But no matter what, it looks shady. You know, like somebody walks on and you're burning your sex doll in the woods. They're like, that guy just killed a lady.
Yeah.
So I think we need to start a service where we help people. It's like a professional like cleaning service where we're like, we'll take your sex doll and dispose of it so your neighbors don't think you're a
maybe we
serial
like
killer.
break it down and like turn them into like toothbrushes or
Yeah,
something. You know what I
exactly.
mean? Like sex doll toothbrushes.
That's a
become thing.
perfect idea.
Yeah, we can start
You
doing
just
shit
save
like
the environment too.
that. Or I mean, the quick fix is maybe just going to an area where you know there's just a lot of homeless people and just tossing it and being like, "There you go."
Fuck
and walking
that.
away.
Make love to that.
Yeah.
Here you guys go.
I like to imagine. You ever watch Futurama?
Of course.
You know when they go to that one planet and there's just like Bart Simpson dolls everywhere?
Yeah.
I feel like 100 years from now, there's just going to be an area on Earth where there's just like a million sex dolls.
Well, I think we're about to have sex robots that are pretty realistic.
Mm.
And that's going to be a creepy time when your friends are like, have you tried it? And you're like, no, man, come on.
I think it's both ways though, because I think the sex robots are just catching up to the vibrators because the vibrators men just can't compete with anymore.
No.
You ever seen ads for those? I don't know why they're
Yeah.
targeted to me. That's weird. But like
No,
I've been
they're-
seeing a lot of ads.
They
for
only
those.
show up when you're watching porn,
Yeah.
right? And you see it and you're like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck is
There's
that
like a
thing?
sucky part on
It's
it.
got like a suction cup and
Yeah.
a flicking part,
Yeah.
and then there's the penis shot. You know, it's
Yeah.
like heated. It's got Bluetooth. You're like, no,
Yeah,
dude.
fucking
If that's what it takes,
plays Alanis more set for you when you're done.
it wraps its arms around you and cuddles you. You're like, I'm not going to compete with that.
Listens to your stories and
Yeah,
shit. Yeah, you
exactly.
can't compete with that. That's
Yeah.
fucked. So I feel like the robot sex dolls are gonna be guys' versions of that in like 100.
Yeah,
maybe not
she's
even
gonna
100
be,
years,
she's
like
gonna
10
be
years.
finished. You're gonna be like, did you come? She's gonna be like, obviously, put on the game. You know.
Puts on the Mandalorian for you.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
Just like her stomach opens up, a fucking sandwich comes out. Yeah,
What kind of sandwich is it for you?
meatball.
Meatball? Oh, you're Italian, right?
Yeah.
I'm going.
Oh
for
no, I'd say
something-
veal parm.
I'm gonna go veggie Reuben. I know that's a
Veggie
weird one.
Reuben?
I'm vegetarian, but I
Oh,
love a
all right.
Reuben.
Meatball
Sorry.
sandwich right after sex with a robot.
Just to say I did it. You know what I mean? Not even for like. I don't even like meatball sandwiches.
The thing I don't like about it is you've just made love to her,
Yeah.
and then the it's like really it's weird to ejaculate into something and then a sandwich
And then a
comes
sandwich.
out.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, there's compartments, I guess.
I hope so.
Yeah.
All right.
Fulfills your mommy issues.
Sweet, dude.
Yeah, you're gonna vote for Kamala now, dude.
Or we just start putting these salmons to use. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks for coming on the show, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me, you guys.
Appreciate you. You got anything you want to plug or anything?
No, just go to my my
Go to his
links.
OnlyFans.
Don't go to my OnlyFans, but go to my socials. I'm Andy Haynes, and see if I'm gonna be in a town near you.
Hell yeah.
Love to come back to Ottawa and do like a full weekend,
Sick,
see the
dude,
place,
Hell yeah.
learn about the hoods.
Yeah, I could take you to like there's Overbrook. We could take you to H Block. I live near H Block. So
Okay, great. Yeah, we'll
yeah.
do that.
We can do shit like that.
All right.
Cool, man.
Thanks, guys.
Take it easy.
Therefore, down to the wire means the very last possible moment or to the very end.